Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see class 10, science 2, chapter number 3, life processes in living organisms, part 2. In our previous parts, already we have discussed about the reproduction process in the living organisms. In the previous parts already we have discussed about the asexual reproduction in the plants and animals, and after that we discussed about the sexual reproduction in plants. Today we are going to discuss the sexual reproduction in human beings. When we talk about the sexual reproduction in human beings, before that we should know about the humans male reproductive system and female reproductive system. When we talk about these two reproductive systems, as we know very well that we have a unisexual organs present in the humans, and this organ systems what we have, or the reproductive system what we are having, it's totally different in both the genders, male and female. When we talk about the reproductive systems in the male, then the picture you can see over here, the side picture, in this the complete male reproductive system is shown. First we will see in a theoretical part what they have given. It consists of a testis, various ducts and glands. Testes are present at the outside a body in a scrotum, outside the abdominal cavity. Testes contain numerous seminiferous tubules, means the small tube-like structures are present in the testes. Germinal epithelium present in the tubules divide by meiosis to produce sperms. When we talk about the testes, the main function of the testes is to produce the sperms after the process called as the meiosis. The epithelial present in the tubules divide by meiosis, one type of a cell division which already we have said in our previous sections. Meiosis reduces the or half the number of chromosomes present in the cell to produce a sperm. Those sperms are sent forward through various tubules. There is a number of tubules present in the complete system, and it's passing through it. Sequence of those tubules is as retitesti, then the vas efferens, then epididymis, then vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, and urinogenital duct. This complete, if I'm talking about, then from here it starts, goes up to here, then the urinal duct it follows, and then thrown out of a body. As the sperms are pushed forward from one duct to next, they become mature and able to fertilize the ovum. When they are passing through this various number of ducts, they become mature, means they develop properly, and they are well matured. Once when they are reaching the ejaculatory duct, they are ready to fertilize the ovum. Now the further part they have given over here, what exactly the different ducts and the glands are. Seminal vesicles secrete their secretion in ejaculatory duct, whereas a prostate gland and the corpus glands secrete their secretions in urinogenital duct. Semen is formed of sperms and secretions of all these glands. You can see in the picture we have a number of glands present in this. You can see over here the seminal vesicle is there, then the prostate gland we are having, then the corpus gland we are having. This all the glands and the seminal vesicle, this all brings their secretions and they add up with the sperm and make it complete as a semen, which carries the sperm. Another part in this, when we talk about the epididymis, epididymis is about 6 meter long. The length of that is almost around 6 meters, and the length of a sperm is just 60 micrometer. So you can imagine the difference between the size of the length of epididymis and the size of the sperm. 6 meter and the 60 micrometers. So this small size of the sperm requires a huge amount of energy to travel that 6 meters. Such a small sperm has to cross the distance of approximately 6.5 meter while passing out of a male reproductive system. So sperm needs large amount of energy, and for this purpose fructose is present in the semen. Fructose supplies that enough amount of energy or acts like a source of energy for the sperm. So that gives that much energy to the sperm to travel that 6 meter long epididymis. All the organs of a male reproductive system are paired except urinogenital duct, penis, and scrotum. One scrotum, one penis, and the one urinogenital duct. Rest all the organs, whatever we have, the prostate gland or the seminal vesicle or the epididymis, testes, this all are nothing but the inner pair. This is about the male reproductive organ. Now the next part is a human female reproductive system. If we talk about this particular reproductive system, then it's much complex than the male reproductive system. When we talk about this particular reproductive system, in this we have important parts or the important pairs: ovaries, a pair of oviducts, single uterus, and a vagina. Besides, a pair of bulbourethral gland is also present. Generally, every month, unlike a male reproductive system, in a female reproductive system, in every month, ovary releases an ovum. Generally, every month, an ovum is released in abdominal cavity, alternatively from each ovary. One from every month will be released alternatively from each ovary. Free end of oviduct is a funnel like. You can see over here the fin. This end, what we are having is a funnel like structure. This funnel like structure is actually to collect that ovum and pass it in the oviduct. Free end oviduct is a funnel like, and opening is present at the center of it. Oocyte enters the oviduct through that opening. Cilia are present on inner surface of oviduct. These cilia push the oocyte towards uterus. These cilia are helping oocyte to reach up to the uterus. Further, the next what we have to study is a gamete formation, what they have given under this particular topic. Gamete formation that already we have studied in a previous section also. Gamete formation is nothing but producing the haploid germ cells. Here we will see what they have given. Both gametes, that is sperm and ovum, are formed by meiosis. Sperms are produced in the testes of a man from beginning of a maturation, that is a puberty, till the death. However, in case of a woman, at the time of a birth, there are 2 to 4 millions immature oocytes. They are immature at the time of a birth, and once they are reaching the puberty age, it starts to mature. Of a female fetus, an oocyte matures and it released from ovary every month from the beginning of a maturity up to the age of menopause, approximately 45 years of age. Till that age, it's released every month. Menopause is the stoppage of a functioning of a female reproductive system. At the age of a 45 to 50 years, secretion of a hormones controlling the function of a female reproductive system either stops or becomes irregular. This causes the menopause. This is about the gamete formation. Next part, the another important part of the sexual reproduction is fertilization. Formation of a zygote by union of a sperm and ovum is called as fertilization. The sperm produced by the male reproductive organ and the ovum produced by the female reproductive organ. When they are uniting, they are forming a zygote. The first cell is called as the zygote. Fertilization is internal in humans. So fertilization is internal, means it's taking place inside the human body. Semen is ejaculated in vagina during copulation. Sperm in the numbers of few millions start their journey by the route of vagina, uterus, and oviduct. They travel through the vagina, uterus, and then the oviduct. One of those few millions sperm fertilize the only ovum present in the oviduct. So that few millions of sperms which is present, out of that only one will fertilize the ovum which is present in the oviduct. From the age of puberty up to the menopause, from 10 to 17 years, that is the puberty age. From there till the age that is a 45 to 50 years up to the menopause, an ovum is released every month from the ovary. And 2 to 4 millions ova, approximately only 400 oocytes are released up to the age of menopause. Means that the 2 to 4 millions ova which is present at the time of a birth in the girl child, only 400 in the complete life cycle, only around 400 oocytes are released up to the age of menopause. Remaining oocytes undergo degeneration. They go under the degeneration. You can see over here the picture has shown that oocyte is present and the number of sperms stick to it. So only out of that millions of sperms which is stick to the oocyte, only the one will be able to enter inside. You can see over here the further part they have mentioned about the oocyte released from the ovaries during few months nearing the age of menopause, 40 to 50 years old. Their ability of division has been diminished till now. Means as the age is increasing in the women's, the important character or the important ability of a division, cell division of oocyte is diminishing. It's reducing. So due to this, they cannot complete meiotic division properly. So meiotic division will not be proper, and chances are there in the old age, if the women are giving a birth to the newborns, then the chances are there will be a syndrome called as a Down's syndrome. Now the next part we will discuss about the chromosomes, the number of chromosomes and the decision of the gender, or how the gender is decided. If we talk about the chromosomes, then as we know that there is a pair of chromosomes. So in a male sperms we have a 22 plus X or 22 plus Y. Actually we take it as a 44XY, and here we are taking as a 44XX. You can see here the 44XY and 44XX. Now after the meiosis process, this kind of two gametes will be formed in the male, and in a female only one type of gamete will be formed, that is 22 plus X. And when they are combining, then the chances of a girl or a boy in offspring will be exactly same. And from this we can find out that gender of a newborn is decided by the male, not the female. Now the further part what they have given is about the development of the child, or the development and birth of the child. You can see over here the zygote formation after fertilization in the oviduct undergoes repeated mitotic divisions and the embryo is formed. And once the embryo is formed, it's pushed towards the uterus. Once it reaches the uterus, it is implanted, and further development occurs after implantation. Means after the number of a mitotic cell division, the zygote converts into the embryo, and that embryo is pushed towards the uterus and it gets implanted in the uterus, and from there till the birth of a child it remains there and grows there. Further part, you can see over here with the weeks, they have shown the growth of a child from the 4th week till the 36 weeks, which is a time required for the proper development of the child in the womb of the mother. Further, they have mentioned over here is about the menstrual cycle in the women's, one of the most important section in the life processes. Menstrual cycle, female reproductive system undergoes the changes at puberty, and those changes repeat at the interval of every 28 to 30 days. The menstrual cycle, when we talk about in the women's, is the most important part, and this brings the changes in the women's body continuously and every month. This repetitive changes are called as a menstrual cycle, and this is called as the menstrual cycle, and the process controlled by the four hormones, that is FSH, LH. The most important in that is a follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estrogen, and progesterone. These four hormones, FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone, these four hormones are controlling the complete menstrual cycle. What they are, let's see that one by one. One of the several follicles in the ovaries start to develop, that already we have discussed in a previous part, along with the oocyte present in it. Under the effect of a follicle stimulating hormone, this follicle which is getting developed along with the oocyte develops or shows the effect of a follicle stimulating hormone. This developing follicle secretes estrogen, and this produces a estrogen. Endometrium of the uterus starts to develop during first cycle. In the first cycle, the endometrium, the wall of the inner lining of the uterus, starts to develop or regenerate during subsequent cycle, or the subsequent cycle, first, second, third, or in subsequent, under the effect of a estrogen. While developing follicle completes its development, it bursts under the effect of a luteinizing hormone and oocyte is released. This is called as ovulation. Remaining tissue of the burst follicle forms the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum starts to secrete progesterone. Endometrial glands secrete their secretion under the effect of progesterone. Such endometrium is ready for implantation of embryo. Simply, with a picture, when we discuss about this period of menstruation, they have given over here from the day 1 till the day 4. At the beginning, changes occurs in the uterus, and then the period of a regeneration of endometrium starts from the number day 5 till the 13th day. You can see over here they have shown is about the changes in the uterus. You can see here the amount of blood vessels increasing from here till here, means the uterus is ready to adopt the embryo. In that case, this ovulation is also taking place simultaneously. Estrogen is released, which produces by the follicle, develops the uterus or makes the uterus ready for the embryo, and at the same time the ovulation is taking place. If the fertilization takes place, then the estrogen will go on continuously produced and the uterus will be ready for it. But as this progesterone is released by it and the estrogen, the corpus luteum will get converted into a corpus albicans, and the walls of the uterus, which was developed to adopt the embryo, will rupture in the case if the ovum is not fertilized. If it is fertilized, then it will get attached to the wall of the uterus. Otherwise, it will get ruptured and the menstrual flow will start. And after this, again, the day will continue. Means this cycle will go on continuously. Further, they have given in a theory part over here, if oocyte is not fertilized within 24 hours, corpus luteum becomes inactive and transfers into corpus albicans. Due to this, secretion of estrogen and progesterone stops completely. Endometrium starts to degenerate. The endometrium, which was developed to adopt the embryo, starts to degenerate. Tissues of degenerating endometrium and unfertilized ovum are discarded out through vagina. This accompanied with continuous bleeding. Bleeding continues approximately for 5 days. This is called as menstruation. Unless the oocyte is fertilized, an embryo is implanted. This process is repeated every month. Means still the fertilization is not taking place. This particular process goes on continuously every month. And once the fertilization is taking place, then the menstrual cycle is a natural process and women experience severe pain during this and all that part. If it is getting fertilized, if the ovum is getting fertilized, then the developed embryo will get stick to the uterus, and then the release of the hormones will be stopped and it will get continuously carried with the pregnancy. So in this, we have studied about the male reproductive system, female reproductive system, then the gamete formation and the fertilization, and at the end, the menstrual cycle in the women's. In the next part, we will discuss about the reproduction and modern technology.